Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the May Stamp and Craft. I'm so glad to see some of you guys are here. We did change the date this month to Saturday. Usually we do these on Sunday. So I'm glad that didn't mess people up too much. And I see some people have got their kits already. Hallelujah! So you can actually follow along this May Stamp and Craft with me, because this is kind of like a class. It's almost like a free class that you can kind of a perk for subscribers to our Hero Studio. And I hope that it's at least, even if you don't have the kit, there's something you can find inspiring or inspirational, or just craft along or chat along with us. I really enjoy these, so I hope you guys do too. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday so far. It is, I always like to look at the temperature. We're hot here in Arizona. I think we're going to get up to 90s today. I don't know about you guys. Oh, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. I see you're from Queen Creek, so you know it's going to be a hot one. I think it was last weekend. No, 2 weekends ago, we got really lucky and it was cooler. All right, I'm going to change my view and we're going to jump in and get started. But right before I do, I just want to note that over on the blog, we always share, it's typically Thursday, almost always it's on Thursday. We have a blog post that talks about the Stamp and Craft projects that we're going to create in this live. The live is usually on Sunday, but again, today it's on Saturday. And then there's instructions in that blog post as well as supplies. So we're hoping that this trend will continue, where you guys will have your kits in time for this live, so you can craft along with me. And that blog post is going to be really helpful for getting your supplies together and just having everything ready to go so you can do it along with me. But if you can't, that's okay. I'm happy to have you guys here in the chat. I'm happy that if you're watching this on replay, that's perfect too. So either way works. I hope this is a great resource and some fun inspiration as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and change my view here. We're going to go to our work surface. Let me get this mouse out of the way. Cold in North Carolina. Oh my gosh, 58. It gets hot here, and then I feel like I forgot what cold feels like. I think it's just this Sunday, or just this week, or month, I guess, rather. It's going to be on Saturday. My sister's birthday, we're celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Sunday's my family day. So even though I do our Stamp and Craft on Sunday, we get together usually in the afternoon, except for this Sunday, because we're celebrating my sister's birthday. We're going to go on a boat ride, and I wanted to make sure I could attend that. So that's why I kind of changed the schedule for this month. But typically it's going to be on Sundays, unless that's, I think that's better. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll throw it out there. What do you guys think? Is Saturday better? Okay, let's move on to creating our first card. So our first card is going to be the one with the card kit. So the card kit is awesome. It comes with a lot of products. I think you could go like one of two ways. I haven't seen too many people combine it, but I think it could be combined as well. But there is this awesome boho stencil and coordinating die that'll make that bouquet of flowers. A boho bouquet is what it's called. Boho bouquet layering stencil, boho bouquet die. And then there's a stamp set that creates the can and the sentiments. So we're going to be using that today. But there's a whole other die that I'm not going to be using today. That's part of the kit. It creates this awesome flower delivery truck. It's really, really cute. I chose to use the stencils today because I did do a video with the release, which is on YouTube if you want to check it out. And I show you how to put together that flower truck. So I've already done that. So that's I felt like doing something different. All right. So the very first thing we're going to do is actually create that bouquet. And I went for some different colors, and I really like this palette, but I did use a bunch of inks. So I can't help myself. There's too many pretty colors. You're going to need some white cardstock and the stencils. So again, there are a layering stencil set. There are 4 in the set. Each one of them has a number, a SKU, and a number. I don't know if I'm going to get that on camera. And number 1 is what we're going to start with, obviously. Let's turn this around. You don't need a paper this big, but I thought I could take advantage of the registration marks by using a paper this big, and I'll just use the scraps for other things later. And I do need some tape to tape it down. You, of course, use a stencil holder if you have something like that. All right, just gonna tape that down real quick. And we are going to use 2 colors to color these flowers. And I think I'll have my card on screen so you can follow along. We're going to start with ultra pink, and then we'll move to papaya. And I grabbed all my inks here, but they're all stacked up, so let's grab them out. You know, and let's get my handy dandy ink stand out for this. So ultra pink, we'll start with that. And I'm just going to ink blend this flower here, that big one, this grouping here, and these little flowers there. So being a little selective on where I ink blend, I've opted for a slightly smaller brush. This is the medium Hero Arts blending brush. And it's okay if I get a little pink where my orange flowers are going to be. I'm not worried about that. I love this ultra pink color. It's so beautiful. I love the blue leaves too. That's out of my, and I forgot to do the registration marks. It's out of my norm. I don't, this is something I do, but I don't like it that I do this. I always kind of approach any image that I'm coloring, I try to go very realistic. And I don't know why that is, because I'm always drawn to the color palettes that are untraditional or not necessarily realistic. And I pushed myself a little bit this time to do something different. And I love them too. I love the blue leaves. But I almost always go for green for the leaves. Oh, pretty much always. I need to push myself more. And that's one of my favorite colors of inks. It's cornflower. So really pretty color. All right, I am going to add a tiny little touch of, create a little gradation on these flowers. I'm going to go in with a little bit more heavy-handed of that ultra pink. You can see it's a little bit of a gradation. It just adds a tiny bit more interest. And you can see it on my flowers. Can you see how those big pink flowers have a little bit of that subtle gradation? I do really think it adds some depth. All right, I like that. That looks great. Color that one a little bit more. All right, next color is papaya, a very light orange. And these are all core inks. And I've had a lot of questions recently about the core inks, about kind of because they're a unique line. They're a combination of our old shadow inks and bold inks from the past. If you guys, and many of you are longtime Hero Arts crafters, you probably have some of those inks in your collection. And a lot of our our core inks are actually from that line. They're just, some of them have got renamed, some of them didn't. But they were 2 lines. The shadow inks were dye. The bold inks were a hybrid, a dye pigment. And that was just to get that right color, that specific shade. No other reason than that. It's just to get that color. And for the most part, I don't notice it wouldn't really impact anything. Thank you, Kathy. All right, so that's stencil 1. I just quickly ink blend. I didn't really do a gradation. I guess we could try. Let's try a little gradation. I don't think I really did it on those, but the original OG card, but we'll try a little. But these are kind of the core inks are my everyday blending because there's a lot of color choices. I like having lots of color options. But when it comes to fun technique kind of things, that's when I'll use the reactive inks, which are honestly some of my most favorite inks. There's just not as wide color choices for those. All right, I'm going to remove my tape. There we go. Beautiful. Did go a little bit heavy-handed than I did the original with the orange, but I think that'd be fine. Okay. Stencil 2. Here we go. Lining up. I'm going to use the registration marks. Taping in place. And for this one, we are going to use 2 inks, but instead of being kind of selective and inking up or ink blending different areas of the stencil, we're just going to layer these 2 inks to create the color that I wanted, which was more of this like orangey red color. So to create that, I'm going to mix, essentially kind of mix via ink blending, pale tomato and tangerine. We're going to start with tangerine. And I'm just going to ink blend everywhere with that orange. I use the same brushes though. I do, Cassie. I don't even switch for when I have, so for the core brushes, I mean, I literally just use this for papaya, and I think papaya is a dye ink. Let's see. Papaya is a dye. Oh, and also you can always tell on the back of the ink pad, you'll see the title like core ink, and then underneath it, I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it's so small. It says dye formation. So this is a dye ink. And I believe tangerine here is a hybrid. Yep, hybrid. So and this is the exact same brush I use for tangerine. I don't have a problem with it. There's a few inks that are a little sticky. I think pine and moss, which are both hybrid inks, those two I do find sometimes they get a little stiff, and I have to clean those out with a little bit of alcohol, like a rubbing alcohol. Well, not a rubbing alcohol. What is it called? It's what we would find in the kind of the medical section of your first aid section of your grocery store. I'll grab it in a minute here. But I only clean them if I feel like the bristles got really stiff, because those inks, for whatever reason, they're a little gummier, stickier. But I don't have any problem with the dye inks. None of the brushes get that way. But again, I mix them, but I just know I just know the colors that I use a lot, and I can just tell that those are the ones that are gumming up my brushes every once in a while. But I've only found it for like 2 colors. Okay, pale tomato. Grab my red brush, and I'm going to go right over. I mean, in an ideal world where I had endless crafting space and crafty dollars, I would have a separate brush dedicated for each ink color. Because I do think you get a little bit of contamination. There's like no way to totally clean a brush. And the only way I found to combat that contamination is just really load the brush up with ink and blend on some scrap paper until it starts to look like it's the actual color of the ink. Yes, that's what it is. Isopropyl alcohol. Exactly, Cheryl. But that is only the hybrid inks that I found, the hybrid core inks that I found that problem with. Are reactive inks, which we're not using any today, but I do use often. The reactive inks, they are water reactive, so they're great for fun techniques. And I do ink blend with them as well because they ink blend beautifully. They're creamy. they are because they're water-based, they don't gum up my brushes at all. So that's a different one. I don't have that problem at all with the reactive inks, even though they are hybrid as well. It's just the core hybrid inks that sometimes I find they get my brushes a little stiff. All right, that's my 2 layers. I like that color. It looks so, it's like more tangerine than the tangerine, I feel like. No, you know what? It's not tangerine. Take it back. Now that I'm looking at it, it's like blood orange. That's what it looks like. Ooh, I like it. It's so pretty. So colorful. Oh, I love those colors so much. Okay, put that away. And we'll move on to stencil number 2, or 3 rather. Line that up. Okay. So this one, I gotta look at my notes here. Or my card. Oh yeah, I have it on the back. This was cornflower and I said red raspberry, but which if you go in the instructions, I wrote it wrong. It's raspberry jam. I did link to the right ink, but I called it the wrong name. Raspberry jam and cornflower. So we're going to try to only ink blend. Actually, no, we can ink blend the whole thing over and then we'll do raspberry jam on top. So starting with the cornflower, which again is that beautiful color, so pretty. And I'm just going to ink blend everywhere. So even over the flowers. Alrighty. Now onto the raspberry jam. This is where we're going to be a little bit more selective with our ink blending. We're going to try to only hit the flowers. And I think I'm going to try to do it. This is the large blending brush. Large, extra large. You can see the difference. I think medium would be better, but we'll see how I go. So raspberry jam. See how I get along. And I'm not worried about ink blending like completely the flowers. If I just get a little bit of the raspberry jam on there, that's great, because we've already ink blended that detail on the flowers with the cornflower. So it's going to be visible because of the cornflower we've already done. We've already put on place. But I just felt that cornflower over, especially those orange flowers, looked a little brown. So by popping in a little of this red raspberry jam, we skew it over to the red side a little bit. And it starts to look more purpley, which I guess doesn't totally make sense, but because brown and red don't make purple, but that's what I feel like it does. It looks a little more purpley. All right. You can see I'm getting some of the purple. I'll hold it up to the camera in a second so you can see. I am definitely getting some of this raspberry jam on the leaves. I am not stressed about that. I am not going to be stressed about that at all. It makes actually a really pretty color, kind of a purpley color on the leaves. Let me remove the stencil and I'll hold it up so you can see. Oh, it's kind of pretty. So there it is. You see a little bit of, I got some purple, some of that raspberry jam on the leaves there and here, but I don't think it hurts it at all. Oh my gosh, it's looking so pretty already. Look at those colors. Oh, I love it. Last stencil. And this one, I think we just do raspberry jam. Pretty sure. Oh, no, I take it back. Nautical and raspberry jam. Okay, we'll start with nautical. Just like we did with the cornflower, we're going to ink blend everywhere with the nautical. Nautical is such a pretty navy, really, really pretty color. Going to add some really nice contrast to those leaves. All right, and now for that final touch of raspberry jam, where I'm going to put, again, just going to have it on the flowers. So I'm not going to ink blend the leaves with this. Just hit those flower centers. And again, I'm not worried if I do get a little bit of the raspberry jam on some of the leaves. I'm not stressed about that. That'll still look fine. Okay, the best part, which is the reveal. I'll never get tired of this. Just like I'll never get tired of heat embossing. It's still cool every time. Pulling off that final stencil layer, it's so exciting. Oh, it looks so good. I am super happy with that. That's so pretty. The colors look so intense and vibrant. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, we'll die cut it out. That aside. And to clean your stencils, though, real quick before I cut that out, I'm not going to bother cleaning all of my stencils on camera because that's kind of boring to watch. But let's clean one that's pretty inky. So this one, here's where I use that I forgot what it was. Oh gosh, now I'm not going to be able to say it. But I use that alcohol to clean my stencils too. And that does a great job getting all of that off. You can also use a stamp cleaner, but that can be a little expensive. So I save that for stamps because you don't want to use the alcohol. So I have the alcohol just in the spray bottle here. You don't want to use that alcohol to clean your stamps, but it's okay to clean your stencils. So that's important. IPA. When you say IPA, I'm thinking of a very different IPA. I'm thinking of the beer, which happens to be my favorite beer. Oh, and you know what? This is what I found too. These scrubbers, so they're for cleaning stamps, but they're great for stencils that you find your chamois catching on. This does a great job. It doesn't catch like your chamois does. All right. Okay, I'm not going to clean anymore. Yeah, I know I said it right the first time, but I don't know why. It's rubbing alcohol. So it is rubbing alcohol. Hello, Beth. Let me grab the bottle just so I could be absolutely crystal clear. Isopropyl. I can't say it. I said it the first time. So this is what I use. Normally I get 90, but there was some deal on the 70. The 70 works for just basic cleaning of your stencils. That's going to be fine for that. 90 is a little bit better. Like 90 can get the your alcohol markers residue, good for cleaning your alcohol markers. All right, I'm not going to clean any more stencil. It's the same thing. Okay, that's good. That's what I thought, but they don't call it rubbing alcohol. I don't know if rubbing alcohol has a lower percentage of alcohol or something. But it's always better if I have the actual stuff and just show you what I'm using. All right, we're going to die cut this out. Line it up. Some little pieces of tape here. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Profil. Isopropyl. Pill. Okay, isopropyl. That helps me, Beth. Oh, okay. I gotta move stuff out of the way. I got ink pads everywhere and I can't die cut. I'll even pull my very dirty tape covered die cutting machine on screen. Let's see. I feel like things shifted. All right. Try again. Okay. And where are my tweezers? Very, very pretty. Now we will stamp. Actually, can you use that scrap? I'm going to use this to stamp my can on. So that's the next part. We're going to work on our can. This can has a fun drop shadow sentiment, but we will do that last. First thing we got to do is stamp our can and then color it. So I'm going to grab my mist stamp here. Things are falling. Yeah, I save all my pieces too, Cassie. I you know, save where we can, be frugal where we can, right? That means when we can buy more stamps and stuff later. All right, I'm going to go for the big can. There's two sizes, a small and, or, you know, smaller and then a larger. Oh, Emma, you haven't got yours yet? Shoot. I was hoping more people got their stamps yet or their sets yet. Good morning. Good morning. You're not late. You're right. You're fine. Where do I have a spot? Not enough room there. Okay, we'll go up here. And I'm actually going to stamp this in a gray ink. I'm going to use the charcoal. Oh my gosh, everything's covered in cat fur right now. Everything. We had got two new little kittens. So our cat total, our cat total has tripled. So we have 3 cats now. And I'm surprised how much that has changed, just like food and kitty litter, and I didn't realize. Cat fur, but they are a blessing. We are very lucky to have them. They're really good kitties. Very social. So I have 2 little girls too, so they're having fun with them. Oh, you have it. Okay, well, I'm glad you have it. You haven't had a chance to play with it. I get it. I understand that. I'm glad that you have it, though. Phew, that makes me feel good. I think I even hinted last Stamp and Create that I saw in the warehouse, them putting everything together. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think the kits might actually get out kind of early this time, but I was terrified to say anything in case I got anybody's hopes up, but it looks like it happened. Woohoo! And that's kind of what that's the itinerary we were always striving to hit or make, the timeline deadlines we were always trying to make, but for whatever reason we have little issues like boxes not being the right size, and it just felt like there were so many issues. I think we're finally getting there. And I'm so grateful you guys have been patient for that. Okay. Stamped. Let's color. I'm coloring this like a can, like an actual tin can. I'm going to start with some grays. I have 3 Copic markers picked out, 3 grays, a light, medium, and a dark. C1, C3, C5. You can use Olos if you have those too. Before I start coloring it with this though, I'm going to hit it with the heat tool real fast. Just want to make sure that ink is dry to give it the best chance from any chance of bleeding. There we go. Now we do not have to color. I'm going to bring my OG card here. Because of how the flowers cover up the can, you don't actually have to even color the inside of the can. You can just focus on the front of it. I always start with my lightest shade first, which is, in this case, it's C1. And I just refilled these, so these guys better be juicy or I'm going to be upset. And I'm going to color this whole thing. I am still doing that feathered stroke, but it's less crucial right now. I'm going to turn. And I did leave my stamp in my Misty. My can stamp is still in my Misty because this charcoal ink is not really intended to be used with alcohol markers. So you might get a little bit of blurring. I'm not worried about that. If it bothers me, I can always stamp it again to kind of crisp everything back up. Because I still have it in my Misty if I need to. All right, we're on to our medium shade. Now we're really going to employ that feathered stroke, which again is you press more at the beginning of your stroke and then you lighten as you move away or move towards you rather. And that creates, it helps the gradation be more seamless. So I'm just going from the sides in. It's already starting to get that gradation. Now onto our dark, which is C5. And he's so much darker. Yikes. I'm just going to do a little bit of him. And then we are going to do a fair amount of blending to get that all nice and create a nice smooth gradation. So I'm back to my medium shade. And I'm really working on blending out that transition between the medium and the dark. Still employing that feathered stroke. Then back to our light. All right. I think that's about it. We've got our gradation done, but I do think I need to stamp it again now that I'm looking at it. Do you think the lines got a little blurry? Because again, it's not necessarily, this core ink is not intended to be used with alcohol markers, but you know, I got to break the rules every once in a while. Got to stretch things. So we'll just stamp it again and we'll crisp everything back up. So line it back up in my corner. Hopefully I did a good job of that when I started because I forgot that I was going to stamp it again. We'll see. This will be the test. Oh yeah, that looks great. Whew. Okay. Ink it up and stamp it one more time. Let's get that hair out of there. Let's do one final time. And then I'm done. Well, sort of. I'm done with that. Okay, so we have our can. You can see that really crisped up everything up. That looks great. I do have a little cleanup where I colored outside of the lines. I think I'm just going to use a white gel pen for that. I'm not even going to bother with a colorless blender. All right, so sentiment time. We are going to start. I chose the thank you because I thought this would be could be a good card for teacher thank yous at the end of the year. And I'm going to place it not quite center, over to the left and down just a bit. Very subtle. It might even look basically center. So to the left a little bit more and down a little bit more than I would true center of the can. Something like that. This one, oops. I guess I have to remove the can stamp first. That might be something I need to do. Though it might have worked. I don't know. Oh, let's try that again. Okay. All right. This, we're going to stamp in a lighter color for our drop shadow. And I chose soft olive. I just thought it had an antique-y look when I introduced this color, and as opposed to a lighter gray, which is like what I would, like my knee-jerk reaction would be a lighter gray. But I do like this. It kind of happened accidentally, and I really liked the color. So we're stamping in that soft olive. Ooh. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, this color on top of the can looks so good. All right, can you guys see? Pretty. I really like it. All right, we're going to move that. Going to clean it a little bit. I cleaned it with my chamois. I'm going to dry it. So it's just a little wet. I just use my fingers and to, you know, I press and kind of pick up any water that gets down in between the letters. So down in between the raised areas. So it's nice and dry, so I don't have to worry about any of that water, you know, getting on my can or my image and kind of messing it up. So now I'm going to send it off center, but I'm looking from side to side to see if I'm creating the same amount of gap. I don't know if I'm able to pick it up so you can see, but I'm looking at the side and I'm trying to see that little bit of the thank you that I stamped in the soft olive. I want to see a little drop shadow of that. And then I'll look on this side to see if I got that over here. I do think this needs to go up just a hair. All right. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to call that positioned. And then we'll go back to charcoal for our sentiment. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. Gotta stamp it a couple times. And it's not perfect, but I still think it looks cool. It's very effective. One more time, I think, inking that up. I think that's good. So hold up so you can see. Do you see that drop shadow? It just looks cool. It looks like a little bit more dimensional, like it's popping out. I love that little olive. To me, that looks aged. I'm going for a vintage can. Though I wish I distressed it more. I wish I was confident in my coloring abilities, that I could color a more like rusty patinaed can, but I don't have confidence in my coloring skills to do that. I did think about like maybe using some embossing powders to do that. I think that could work maybe, but I didn't give it a try. I was a little unsure if that'd be just too much for my flowers right now, because I went really kind of crazy with my flower colors. All right, we're going to die cut this out with the coordinating die. Grab another piece of tape here. Hi, Charlene. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I bet you have beautiful weather up there in Washington. Washington was gorgeous when I got to go up there for NAPTO. So pretty. Okay, let's do a better job. Let's see. Can I line up a die? I thought I could. Was able to do that. Oof. Okay. There we go. Finally, some pretty weather. We got really lucky though, Charlene. It was really nice when we were there at NAPTA has it been about a month? About a month ago? But I know Washington's not known for always having wonderful sunny days, but it just happened to be sunny when we were there, so we were very fortunate. All right, guys. What are you telling me that I shouldn't get ahead of myself here, but I was going to start tooting my own horn that we're getting a card done in under an hour? What? How unlike me. How unlike me. All right, I need to do some serious cleanup here. This poor guy suffered a hasty coloring job, so I need to give him a little bit of a clean. We are not done with this die and stamp set though, because we will be using it for card number 2, our bonus card. So don't put it completely away, but I'll put it in my very well organized stash, which is behind me. It is such a fun kit. It really is. It's so cute. I really loved the theme, the flower delivery kind of and vintage feel of it. It's a really great set. Okay, this guy we're done with. We're done with the layering stencils. All right, my trusty white gel pen, which, by the way, I think I say this all the time, but it's worth mentioning again. I really struggled with gel pens for a long time. I would watch people in their videos and their gel pens always flowed so beautifully and their lines were so nice and not like scratchy back and forth. And I even tried the gel pens they were using and I just was unsuccessful. And then I discovered Jelly Roll actually comes in different sizes. And most of the time you end up getting 5 or 8. You need a bigger point to really make sure you don't have clogs and it's nice flow. So a 10, guys, Jelly Roll 10, it'll change your world. It has changed mine. Mine always flows. It's just great. I love them so much. So if you have any problems with your white gel pens, try a Jelly Roll number 10. And now I use white gel pen without any worries and any stresses because it always works. There we go. That really did help. Ooh, it was messy. I should have done like a before and after. I should have held it up so you guys could see how messy it was. Did not do a very good job coloring. Just clean up a little bit more. Okay, now I'm super duper happy with that. That looks so clean and crisp. All right, time to put this together. Okay, so we got our can. We got our beautiful bouquet of flowers. The next thing we're going to do is trim down some Bellini cardstock. It's kind of a light peach color. I thought it went well with the flowers. I wasn't included in your kit, but I think, I'm trying to remember. I bet if you had your kit, I think maybe the light teal could work in its place. So this is ideal, like a pink or a peach. Okay, there it is. I was like, where's my paper trimmer? I know I have it. Gel pen for the win, right? Absolutely. Saves you so much. I can't tell you how many times it saves me. I use it all the time. So helpful. Okay, we're going to trim this down. We want a nice little white border when we adhere it to our card front, which now I'm thinking I got to get a white card base. So I think I have some here. Good. And we're going to trim it down to about 4, a quarter inch off. So 4 by 5.5. So starting on the long side, I'm going to cut it to 5, not 5.5, I'm sorry, 5.25. It is 5.5 right now, where if we remove a quarter, it'll now be 5.25. Then on the line up the short side, it's at 4.25. So now we'll just remove a quarter. You could use a die if you have that instead. Just trim it down. It's Bellini, yes, Bellini. Can you believe it? It's Bellini. All right. Grab my scoreboard, which fell down earlier and made a loud sound. And we'll score that. All right. I'm going to adhere this with a tape runner. Just make sure everything looks good. I kind of like to get a lay of the land before I stick it down. Like, what's my border look like? Because you kind of, with the downfall of using a tape runner, is you kind of only got one go at it. But the advantage is you don't have to worry about it if you use it as opposed to liquid glue. Liquid glue, you have that wiggle room, but you could have your liquid glue kind of show up through the panel. So I don't want that. So getting my lay of the land here, we're going to go this way. We've got another card panel that's not quite, or card base that's not quite, it's got a lip here, but we'll trim that down. Not exactly started with at 8.5 by 11, so. Chiffon, so pretty. Yes, chiffon's very pretty. I love that color too. These are the new Spellbinders color cardstock colors, and they're just really beautiful colors. And I'm loving the peachy colors. Let's see, I got my little swatch book here. These guys here, the peachy corally, I would say more peachy colors. Aren't they so pretty? I love them. And this is one of them, the Bellini. But chiffon, which since Charlene said it, now you guys got to see it, right? Got to know what it is. It's very close to Bellini. And I got a fingerprint on it, so sorry. But see, it's a little bit lighter, but very pretty. I love those light color cardstocks. I find myself using them all the time. They're just so handy. They are gonna pop. That's right, we're going for pop. Speaking of colors and flowers, and just reminded me of this since we were talking to Charlene, who's in Washington, and I was there just recently for NAFTA for a show. I got to go to Pike's Market while I was there. We had a break in things so I could go, and I bought myself a bouquet of flowers, even though I was staying in the hotel. So I really didn't even have a vase. In fact, I used the ice bucket, but I couldn't resist. They were so beautiful. The flowers were so pretty, and I just wanted them. So I bought them. I mean, they were $10, so I didn't break the bank or anything. They were really reasonable, but how fun. I lived this card. I wish my flowers were these colors, though. I wish they were these colors. It was, just around Easter, so it was a lot of bulbs, and I'm just gluing my flowers to my can. A lot of bulbs and daffodils, and that was exciting to see because I don't feel like I see bulb flowers that much here in Arizona. So I was excited about the daffodils. But I don't love yellow flowers, which is odd because I love yellow, but yellow flowers are not my favorite. I like peach flowers. Like, in fact, for my wedding I had peach roses that I was like, this is the best. Okay, we're just going to put some foam adhesive down. Let's trim this down a little bit. Ah, thanks, Charlene. I decided I needed pretty flowers too. I did it just for me. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's looking so good, guys. Okay, I'm gonna pull off the backing on this foam adhesive, and how are we doing? Oh, see, I was tooting my horn too early. I mean, we're still under the hour, but we haven't stuck it down yet. But 6 minutes, I think I can stick this down in 6 minutes. But that's pretty good for me normally. I got to stand up to center anything. So apologize while I stand up. Oh, yeah. So pretty. I love it. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So pretty. Love this section here, that layering that pale tomato and tangerine. Mwah, worked wonders. I got to remember that combo because this color is everything to me right now. I love it so much. Yes, I agree, Cheryl. The Bellini really helps. Really helps. But I think another pink would work too. Like Hero Arts Poppy or Peony. Hero Arts Peony would be really, really pretty too. Gorgeous. All right. One card done. let's move on to our bonus card, which features the die set of the month, the May die set of the month. Let me grab it here so you can see. Things are just out of reach though. Gotta move things around. This is a very full die set here, and it creates the cutest little flower shop. I'm trying to find my card. He grew legs. Oh, there it is. Come here, you. Look at that little flower shop. It's so cute. This one we're going to use a combination of Hero Arts cardstocks and Spellbinders cardstocks. We're going to combining both just to get, the colors I wanted to get. All right, let's move on to this one here. Move some things around. Put some of this stuff out of the way. We don't need blending brushes. We are going to be die cutting our little hearts out. I just realized my handmade kindness is turned around. Oh gosh, fix that. I use that handmade kindness from Jennifer McGuire. I feel so blessed to receive this. I use this all the time to weigh things down while they dry, and so sometimes it gets put away badly, upside down or whatever. It's not just decoration. It's a very much functional tool. Excuse me while I take a drink. It is such a great die set. Isn't it so cute, Cassie? I love it so much. And I think you could kind of swap it out, especially if you have stamp sets. If I'm thinking ice cream shop or something like that, you could kind of have some fun changing the theme or changing the color palette and have it be more seasonal. I would love to see this little shop done in fall colors. Oh, it would be so cute. And the scale, that was something I really loved. Oops, one of my tulips came out. I've never seen a little shop be this size before. I've seen a lot almost completely encompass your card front. I really love the scale of this store in regards to an A2 card front. It just really fits nicely. It gives you a little bit of extra space so it doesn't feel like it's, too big for the card. I just love it. All right, well, let's get to work here. We've got some die cutting to do. You know what? I'm going to save you. We're going to use you again. All right, I'm going to grab I pulled all my cardstocks here. I'm using scraps, which, I know you guys have them. I have them too. I love to try to use those. I always love to challenge myself to use my scraps and try to fit it in. Let's start with the actual shop itself. So I'm going to start with the base. The shop, which I'm going to cut out of kiwi cardstock. And that's this die here. Go ahead and cut it out of that kiwi. You can see that's where I cut the faux off. This does take a bigger piece, so you might not be able to get, use a small scrap for that. But the rest of them you can cut. Besides that one die, most of it's small. All right. And let's maybe move since we're going to be die cutting so much, let's bring our die cutting machine over here on screen. Ooh, and look at how I have it positioned. You can't see as much of my tape. I always feel a little self-conscious because I compare myself to the masterful Mindy. Actually, Charlene as well, because Charlene is neat and tidy, and I am not. I am just not. I am not a neat and tidy crafter, and my things look very well used. And Mindy's stuff and Charlene's stuff looks so clean and beautiful. They take such good care of their supplies. I'm so bad. I'm brutal. But here, you guys can't see it. It looks presentable. We're moving on to pesto now for a lot of the details of the shop. The awning here, there's two pieces for the awning. We're going to do this detail piece out of that pesto. And then there's a bunch of, let's grab the card so you can see, like these pieces here on the sides, bottom, top, and they're even almost like a little shelf, but it's not. They're all these pieces here. So grab that. These two longer straight pieces are the sides. Don't think I'm going to get them on here. Maybe I can. You know, since I want to do it all in one go, we'll use this piece here. We'll have to save that scrap for another time. But you know, if I wasn't doing this lab, I'd be definitely die cutting on that scrap because got to use it all. Okay, so those are the awning, the sides of the building. This right here is the top, the one with the lines. This one down here looks very similar. No lines, though, in this interior part of it. That's the bottom. Can we get it all there? We'll put you there instead. There's so many things I need to order. There are Memorial Day sales going on right now. Hero has one too. It's a good time to stock up, and I'm thinking I need to go to scrapbook.com, get me another one of these mats. I need to refill get more embossed anti-static powder for my powder tool. I'll need to do some shopping after this. Oh, that's kind, Charlene. Not true, but kind. And then I'll grab this guy here. He's the last one, I believe. Yep, he's the last little piece. He's the little detail here right above the awning. But these things can be used different ways. Like you don't have to check out, if you love this die set and you want to see some incredible examples of customizing it and changing the look, you have to check out the creative team's projects. Definitely check out even though it's been a while ago, we do a blog hop every time we release with a new Hero Studio release. And I know several of them shared, oh, you know what, better? If you can check out their Instagrams. They shared so many incredible ways to use this die set and kind of customize it. You can even check out our website. Go to the product page for this May die set of the month and see the other ways the creative team members used it because they were really creative. I'm going for a more kind of straightforward use, but they were really creative and came up with some really awesome ways to use this die set. All right. I'm going to pull all these pieces out. Now, we can't quite put things together yet. So I'm just going to pile it all up over here. What we need to do now is cut out the white for the awning, and then this part right here, which I kind of think could be where the name of your store would be. I don't use it that way, but I still include it. We got to cut this part out, and then we'll be ready to kind of put some of this together. But I want to put stuff away before I lose anything because I'm always terrified I'll lose these pieces. Scary. Oops, you know what? That should go right here. This guy goes down here. I kind of have it arranged so I know where everything goes. A Christmas shop, Jana. I love that idea. It has such a I never even thought about that. I don't know why. I was like, fall, absolutely. Christmas would be so cute. That would be so cute. You could put like a little Christmas tree in the window. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm glad you like the stencil. It's really pretty. I actually played around with it during the, let me get these two pieces out here. And you know what? Since we're going to be die cutting this part here, which is the blue spruce, which is that dark teal, I'm going to get out the door and the window dies too, because we might as well be die cutting it all out at once, right? Okay, there's the window frame. and the door frame. That's what we want to cut out of the blue spruce, but I'll show everything again. So, but back to the May stencil, layering stencil of the month. It's beautiful. It's called Roses Are Red. I'll grab it and show you guys who haven't seen it, but I played around with it. I do for every release, for every Hero Store release, I do a live. They're called like May release spotlight. And let's cut this out first, white cardstock. And I played around with it on camera and made a card, though I didn't finish it. I had some mistakes because, well, actually, my alcohol markers were sabotaging me and leaking everywhere. Well, I sabotaged myself, to be honest. I overfilled my markers. So I did it to myself. But they leaked everywhere, and that had some boo-boos. But it's a beautiful layering stencil. I'll still show you the things. I'll still show you all the things. Oh, Janice saw. Oh, you love the green and teal. Got it, Jana. Yes, I love those colors too. They're so pretty. This pesto color, this Hero Arts pesto color, I know it's kind of like baby poop green, but I love it. Notice how they don't ask me to name colors because I would be terrible at that. But, you know, it's a beautiful color and I use it all the time. Pesto's such a better name. Oh, I forgot to cut this part out of white. Dang it. I have to cut it out again. How inefficient. Okay, that. So I cut out the awning. Now I've got to cut out this part here for lack of a better place, where you'd put the store name. I don't know what you would call that part. It's like a billboard. Okay. There we go. I'm losing flowers. I really should glue him in, but I'm not going to. We'll just pop him back in there. And now we're on to the teal parts. Okay, so we have the slightly larger rectangle die. See, that one is white. This one's going to be the blue spruce. And then we have the frame for the window and the door. And it's just the frame. The base we haven't cut out yet. I think I have just enough here to do this. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh no. Oh yes, we might be able to get it. Oh wow, Tetris. Tetris with your pieces. I did it. Proud of myself. Okay, let's cut this out. Nothing moves. Oh, it moved. How rude. I should tape stuff. That's another thing that I don't want. I try not to tape. Another way I challenge myself. I just hate having to bother taking the tape off all the time. I'll tape stamped if I'm die cutting stamped images or ink stenciled images, but if I can get away with maybe not taping, I'm going to try it. All right, I think he's donesies. I did it. I can throw away that scrap. All right. Don't need this. Don't need any of the negative pieces for the door frame. But I'm just going to put these aside right now. I want to kind of put we're getting a lot of loose pieces, and that always makes me nervous because I'm afraid I'm going to lose something. So let's start gluing some of these pieces together. I'll put these dies away so I don't lose them, and then we'll put some of this together. Put these back on here. I'm not sure where you were before. Somewhere in there. Okay. All right, dies put away. What does the Magic Mat do? It is kind of works as basically your bottom cutting plate in your sandwich. But I found that it does actually really preserve your plates. Obviously you're using one less plate, right? Because you're using this instead of a plate. So there, you know, that now you have another plate. But it also really helps to absorb some of the pressure that I believe causes your plates to warp and then potentially crack. So this plate is pretty darn straight here still, and I believe that's thanks to my Magic Mat. So I really like it. I'm going to get another one because unfortunately my Magic Mat, though, it is now not reading on camera that much, but it's pretty warped. It's time for a new one. So I need to get a new Magic Mat. It's not laying flat anymore, but it laid flat for a long time. And boy, you guys, I work my stuff. My stuff gets worked. It's not just, you know, making projects. I also kit a lot of things for classes. Use a heat tool. Ooh, Charlene, I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that. I think Charlene's telling me to test straightening out my Magic Mat with the heat tool. I will do that, but I won't do it on camera. So, I will do that later and I'll report back. Because that seems a little scary. It'll lay back. It worked great. Oh my gosh, maybe I do. I have total trust in you, Charlene. I'm going to try it now. Maybe I'll try it. Okay, let's start putting our little shop together and add these detail pieces to it. Oops, I think I got these mixed up. Well, they line up both ways. Okay. Yeah, this one goes down here. No, it doesn't. This one goes up here. So this is the bottom. That's what I've got the top and the bottom mixed up. Okay, flip it around. So the one without the lines goes at the bottom, but you do have to know which is your bottom. The bottom is a little bit wider. It's going to be really hard to tell, but it's a little wider than the top, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters that much. I wash mine and scrub with the nail file brush to get, ooh, I need to try that. I need to try that. Because, yeah, I've got a lot of paper fibers in it, and I would like to get some of them out. All right. Maybe I won't go shopping today. You guys just saved me some money. Thank you. Okay, these are the side pieces. So I glued the top and bottom first. Now I can pop those side pieces in. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no, it was free and I missed it. Shoot. That's how I got my first Magic Mat. Because it was a free deal or something around Christmas time years ago. I was like, I'll give it a try. And I really liked it. Now, if they could just make it magnetic, that would be the dream, right? I have a magnetic mat for my impress, and I really like it. All right, let's do our sign. It's that white and teal rectangle. They get layered on top of each other. It may still be happening. Okay, I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna check it out. First, I'll try and see if I can salvage it. But I feel like it would be good to have a backup, you know, just especially if it's free, right? I mean, I might have to buy some foam tape or some liquid glue or, you know, some sequins and things. I have to, right? Have to. So then I get my backup, which I need. I need these things. He goes in here. Actually, he fits a little bit. Ugh, let's get glue everywhere. No, I don't want to. Goes a little overlapped. Gets a little bit on the sides. Hold that there. So it doesn't fit neatly inside the walls, I guess. That's okay. Cute. All right, we're going to put together the awning. And I saw a lot of people actually fold this because there is a little like score line, a little line here. So you could actually fold it. I didn't do that though. I just glued it down. He goes right up against it like that. But I do glue it in a way. I do pop it up with foam adhesive. I was just looking. Do glue it down and pop it up with foam adhesive. So let's do that real quick. Let me show you how I did that. So I need a strip of foam adhesive. I'm going to place the strip obviously on the back side and down towards the scalloped bottom. This will give it a little bit of lift. I need to put it up a little bit higher though, because I still have the door to get in here. Let's see, can we get the door in here? We'll put it up a little bit higher. All right, now I'm thinking I'm not going to stick it down yet until I got the door done. But it's ready for when we've got it there. So a little bit of foam adhesive towards the scallop bottom. We'll actually only add liquid glue up here. But, oh, you know, and I have this piece too. Let's put this down. I forgot about this piece. And we should probably build the door before we stick down that awning. I thought I could tuck it in, but just to be safe, I'll build it and stick it down. That little strip goes right across. But I think that little strip right there opens up a lot of ways to kind of change the look of this little shop. I even saw create team members completely not even do the billboard or sign part. They didn't even do that. So there's just fun ways to, you guys have to check out the creative team stuff. That's all I can say. And I think you can go to just our website, just go to our product page for this product. So the May die of the month and see all the projects created with this because it's so good. All right, so we got to do the backs for the door and the window. I'm going to use Seaside, a beautiful light kind of teal. We're going to die cut it out with the dies, obviously. Grab this one here. That's the base. That's the base for the door. Cut those out. How are we looking on time? 20 minutes in. Not too bad. Almost have the store built. We should do the handle too. We'll do that later. All right, let's glue these down. Stick that down. Do the same for this guy. Okay, well, this one we have to use my trick, I think. So I need some scrap paper. Put the liquid glue on. Here's some scrap paper. Not the best, but it'll work. Just going to tap off the excess glue, press it down. That way it won't squirt out and get everywhere. There's still plenty of adhesive on here. That it will stick. I'm noticing some ink on there. Ooh, should wait until it dried. All right, let's put these guys in place. I'll add the handle in a minute. There's a handle on the shelf that goes on the in the window, but we'll do that later. Ooh, I'm getting hungry. I'm just looking at my original picture, or my original die cut for spacing. Something like that. Oh my gosh, it's looking so good. I love these colors. Are you straight? There we go. All right. I'm going to remove the foam, the backing on the foam adhesive. Add liquid glue to just the top of the awning. And that's going to give it that look of where it's raised. It's like popping out, kind of three-dimensional. Hold that just for a second. Let that glue kind of set up. And look at how cute that is. See how it's like raised? It's so cute. Gosh, I love it. All right. Let's move on to a lot of accents. Let's start with finish the door and the window. Just get those guys. No, I'm going to cut it out by color. So we have the handle's gray, the shelf is brown, but we also have like this plant stand. Let's hold it up, Shannon. Plant stand's brown. We've got other gray pots. So we'll be a little bit more strategic on how we cut this out. So we get everything cut out that's of that color at once. So let's start with the handle, which is this dark gray, which I believe is Anchor. We only have two little things cut out of that little handle on this pot and the door handle. So just those little handles. Like, where did my die set go? Here it is. So let's find them. We got, okay. The handle for the pot is all grouped and the door handle is all grouped together on this die, which is nice. So a little bit fewer teeny tiny dies to lose track of, but we only need the handle and these two handles here. So I'm just going to position it so it just cuts out those. Kind of like that. You can cut the whole thing out if you want to, but the rest of the pot gets cut out of a lighter gray. Create some of that contrast again. Oakley dokley. You know, I'm scared I'm going to lose stuff. Oh no. Well, I'm not sure where my little dish is, so I'm just going to grab a block and kind of put things on top of there. So I feel like I'm less likely to lose them than if I just put it down on my work surface. It's going to be gone forever. So there we go. Little handles are cut out. Now let's move on to our light gray. Cut a lot of pots out. Let's use that same die. This guy, the other part of that, he gets cut out. And this teeny little pot here gets cut out. But again, this is just how I made this card. You can do whatever color cardstocks you want. Oh, you're at work? Oh, you have to work on a Saturday. I'm sorry, Pamela. Well, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're getting a little crafty break. There we go. So we got our teeny tiny little pot. So cute. I love the little detail. There's a little detail in that pot. Adorable. Put them on my, I don't want to lose stuff. So I'm going to put it on my acrylic block. Forgot what it was called. All right, gray's done. Let's go on to browns. We have 2 browns. Actually 3 if you count sand. So sand, which is a Hero Arts, these 2 spellbinders, and acorn and truffle. Let's start with the sand. That is the hanging pot planter. That's the only thing that gets cut out of sand. My precious sand. I love it so. Such a great light craft color cardstock. All right, he goes over here. Next, let's move up to our medium gray, or medium brown rather. 2 planters get cut out of that. This big guy here and that one there, those 2. So this die and this one. Cut those out. They have a magnetic one now? Okay, well, see, now I have to go shopping for sure. Because I gotta try it. Yay, you got your kit. I love that. I use the triangle trays frequently for holding small. I need to use. That is a great idea. Right. Raquel, I had one, but I lost it. I can't find it at the moment, but that's what I do too. Usually I used to do that too. And it works so good. But I lost it. I looked in my drawer and I didn't see it instantly. So I gave up. I gave up looking for it right away. All right. Now we're moving on to the dark brown, and that's just 2 things. The planter stand, which is this cute, I love this detail, the little stand. Oh, I love him so much. And the shelf. Yes, you can have that, baby. The natives are getting restless, getting hungry. Didn't get a chance to eat before the live today, but we had snacks and stuff, so we had breakfast, but I'm getting hungry too, so we'll have to immediately have lunch after this. Rochelle, sorry. Thank you for helping me pronounce it correctly. Rochelle. Okay, that little stand goes there. The teeny tiny little shelf. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I do not know, Pamela. I am not sure. There might be some colors that we're keeping, but we're not going to keep all the colors. I think that's the only thing I know for sure right now at this moment. So there might be some that we're keeping, but I don't think we're keeping all of the colors. So, but I hope we'll add some more cardstocks because I do want a soft tan. But there's some beautiful spellbinder colors, like really pretty ones that I'm so excited to have in our palette, like the coral ones I showed before. And there's some really pretty like magenta pinks. Oh, some beautiful ones. Tell you late to dinner. That's perfect. That's hilarious. All right, those were all our pots and stuff. Now we need to kind of cut out, I guess real quick, I'll put the door handle on the door and the shelf in the window because again, if you can't tell, I'm terrified of losing pieces. I just don't want to die cut stuff over again. Like, kind of annoying. Definitely annoying to watch. Okay, we'll have to do my trick on this one too because he's such a teeny tiny little shelf. So where's some scrap cardstock? We need some ASAP. Let's grab this piece again. Just tap off the excess. And this will go on the window. Pulling over my OG card so I can get the spacing kind of right. It's nothing has to be exact. And I probably should have done this before I did the frame, glued the frame down, but because it doesn't exactly make sense because it's going to overlap the frame, the window frame. But I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. I don't think it hurts anything. So cute. Okay, the door handle. You can put it in the center of the door if you want. I'm going to put it over on the right side. I think it just balances things out a little bit. Moves your eye a tiny bit over. Let's use this guy for that. All right, handle on, frame in. Let's die cut all of our flowers and our leaves now. So I have 3 colors picked out for the flowers. I really need my little basket. I really want my little triangle piece, my little triangle tray, but I can't find it. All right, well, we're going to rely on a second acrylic block. Yeah, Spoke Members has nice paper for sure. I agree. But I am sad to lose some of my Hero Arts papers. I have grown fond to some colors. All right, we're going to start with Ultra Pink. Speaking of Hero Arts colors, really pretty bold, bright pink. And I'm going to just cut out a bunch of flowers. I might not use all these flowers, but I'd rather have more than too little. So I'm going to cut out every flower out of this, every flower die. I'm going to grab them all. Out of this Ultra Pink. So I think I've got all the flowers. The rest are leaves and stems. Yep. But I'd rather have too many than not enough. Okay, kind of arrange them. They're sticking to each other. There we go. Shifted. This is where I really need to straighten out my magic mat because it's warped so much that it causes my dies don't stay in place. All right, there's all our flowers. Okay, let's pop them down onto that acrylic block. So I can see them. No, you don't. Tulip. There you go. All right, same thing, but I'm not going to cut out the tulips because I know I'm going to use Ultra Pink for that. So I'll put them back. So I've cut those already out of Ultra Pink, so I'm done with the tulips. But then I'll grab the 4 flower dies. And they're basically the same flower, just one's bigger, 2 pair, or bigger, 2 pair, or smaller. I'm going to die cut all of these out of lavender, beautiful purple. go. Put all our flowers on we're in our safe space. Okay. Chugging along. It'll go fast once we get everything die cut out. Then our red, they're using Poppy. Such a pretty red color. This color I'm obsessed with. This is the Spellbinders. It's gorgeous. Oh, like one of my favorites. I use this one a ton. Going to be great for Christmas cards. Such a good color. So bright red and cheery red. A lot of reds I find are a little too dark. These ones are really bright. Okay, put all those flowers over there. Got one stuck in the die. Let's get him out. Now leaves. Okay. Flowers done. Woohoo! Check. Time for leaves. There's a lot of them, but I only have 2 colors that I'm going to cut out of the leaves, 2 greens. Put all these flowers back. I'm going to grab all the stems. I'm not sure what I'm using yet, but I'm just going to grab them all. I already can tell. Oh, I don't use these. Okay. I'm going to use these that look like for the tulips. I do not. Do I? Oh, I lie. Okay, I'm going to use these. Actually, we can be a little strategic. There's some things that I actually don't cut out of both colors. Grab those. Don't think I really use these. We'll cut them out just in case. All right. So let's start with, we have 2 greens. We have a dark green and a light green. This is palm and, not palm, sorry. Fern, there we go. And rainforest, Spellbinders colors. These are actually different than the original ones I used on the card. The original ones I used were Hero Arts ones, and we're out of stock of both of them. So we're going to move over to these Spellbinders colors. For the lighter green, we're going to cut out the tulips, leaves, I guess. Then we'll cut out this guy here and this one here. And that's all we're going to need for the lighter green. I'll run that through my die cutting machine. Okay, got like 20 minutes. I try to do this in 2. My goal is always to do it in 2 hours. I don't. Oh, I just threw away a die. No. He's gone. He was my other tulip one. Okay, I'll have to look for that later. Oh, no. I'm going to look real quick and see if I can't see it, but I think he's down in the trash. I'm going to dig it out. No. Why, oh why is the trash close to my die cutting machine? It's tragic. Oh, I see it. Ah, okay. I gotta get my magnet. Okay, I got my magnet. Got it! Oh. Okay, trash. Going under my table and away from me so I don't do it again. Phew. Oh, I'm relieved. just because I did not want to have to tear my trash apart. Oh, you know how many times I've done that? So many times. And then, of course, my dye's not even in there. This time I saw it fall. I heard it fall in there. I was like, oh, gosh. I'm mad at myself. Okay. Light green, done. Check. Dark green, last one we got to die cut. I'm going to die cut those tulip leaves again. The one I dug out of the trash. Yay. We're going to die cut all of these ones that look kind of similar. They're all like that. Those all get cut out of the green. The dark green. Then this guy, the other long stem, that's going to be cut out of the dark green. And then this guy, we die cut him already out of the light. We're going to die cut him out of the dark as well. Okay, so I think that's everything. So all the leaves. That was a really long way to say cut all the leaf pieces, all the leaf stems and dyes out of the darker green. I just wasn't sure until I looked at it. Ooh. Move that a little bit. Oh, it's laundry day. Oh, I should probably do laundry, but my kids are out on summer vacation. Woohoo! Which means less laundry. It shouldn't change things. I understand it shouldn't change things, but it does, because we're going to be wearing some of the same clothes over again for a little while. So a little bit less laundry, which I am grateful for. Laundry is just endless, right? Just never get ahead of it. I feel like I can never get ahead of it. All right. Well, you missed me losing my dye in the trash. Well, literally throwing my dye away in the trash. But then I was able to get it out. So that was a relief. Yes, exactly. Right? They live in their pajamas, which means less laundry. So maybe I can get caught up now that it's summer break on the laundry. Maybe. Just maybe. But nobody put any bets on me. Nobody place any bets. You probably will lose. All right, let's put these little dyes away before I try to throw another one in the trash. Whoops. Stay. And we got some flower pots to make. Got some planting to do. Some gardening to do. Never ending Godstopper, but like of the worst flavor, right? All right, let's pull these over. All right. Let's start with and I'm gonna put some white cardstock down so you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better. Start with that guy. We're gonna grab the kind of trailing green pieces. There are two. We cut two, one out of the light and one out of the dark. We'll glue those down first. Okay, a little bit of liquid glue. I'm just going to put a tiny bit. Come on, glue. I should have put the lid back on. Now it's closed up a little. I just didn't realize I'd be die cutting for so long. I'm scared. Okay, we're going to use a different glue. I'm scared it's going to squirt out and make a big mess. I've got other glues here. Never-ending laundry, yes. Never-ending story, oh my goodness. That's a blast from the past. I used to, well, who am I kidding? I still like that movie. I just haven't seen it in years. Did anybody see they made I think they made a Never-ending Story 2. Well, let me rephrase this. I know they made a Never-ending Story 2. I think they might have made a 3 as well. I should make my children watch it. I think I did. I think I did make them watch it. They don't like any of my old movies. They hate all of them. And it makes me so sad. I was like, couldn't wait once I had children to be like, oh, I can't wait to show them these movies. They're so good, right? No, they hate them all. They hate all my movies. All right, we glued our little green stems now. Yeah, I've seen the second one too. I don't remember much of the second one. I've seen the first one many times. So yeah, that one sticks out better in my memory. I remember the Sphinx part being so scary. That part was really scary, I thought. And obviously when Atreyu, is that the horse's name? Yeah, right? Goes in the quicksand. That's also very scary. Okay, I'm just gluing these flowers. So I'm just putting little dabs of glue, sticking them down. Little dab of glue. Now I'm putting the glue lid on every time because I'm afraid. Sticking them down. So I went for the bigger flowers and just did each one of the colors that I die cut out. Yes, poor Atreyu. Even Back to the Future kid. They love that one? Did they like it, Charlene? I love Back to the Future. Charlene already knows this. I love Back to the Future. It's my favorite movie. And because I'm a child of the, I don't feel like I can call myself a child of the 90s. I'm really a child of the 80s. The number 2 is my favorite, even though I know it's the worst one, but I don't care. It's my favorite one. Back to the Future number 2 is my favorite. I understand number 1's the best. Number 2 is my favorite. All right, just to glue the little handle on. They loved it. Okay. The only old movie my girls have liked that I've showed them is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. They love that one. They watched that many times. Okay, this one has a nice detail, this die cut. This is the one you can just tuck the flowers in. So let's make our tulips and tuck them in. So I'm going to grab my 2 little pink flowers. Goonies! Oh, I love Goonies. I made them watch Goonies. They were not fans. So there's something seriously wrong with them. It's all I can decide at this point. There's something wrong with them. We don't know what it is. They just have bad taste. I guess they just have bad taste. Okay, there's got to be a better way to do this. I should stick it down on my paper. We're gonna double tweezer it. There we go. 1 tulip down. I was trying to avoid getting glue on my white cardstock, but it might happen. I never watched the Disney show. No, I didn't. I didn't have I didn't have the Disney Channel growing up. I didn't have cable. I didn't have cable growing up, so I missed so much. Like, I never watched MTV. I've never seen any music video to any song. So my parents abused me. So oh, I love Goonies. It's so good. Goonies is one of my favorites. I absolutely love Goonies. In fact, I want to go to the filming locations of Goonies. I'm just going to tuck the flowers in now. Oh, I glued both of them to the dark ones. I had intention of gluing one of these flowers to the lighter green stems, but I ended up I got so distracted by movie talk that I glued both of them to the dark stems. So that's just going to have to stay. It was a 3D. Oh, the 3D show. Yes, Charlene, I did see that. That was so good. In the parks, in the Disneyland parks. Yes. I did see that. That was so good. I saw that many times. I was lucky enough to see that many times. And it was a really good show. It was like crazy because it was one of those ones where, you know, they had like scents and spraying water in your face, and like it was really cool. Yeah, I think it would be an awesome trip because it's beautiful there, right? It's just beautiful scenery. To see where is it filmed? Is it Oregon or is it Washington? Charlene, do you know? Do you know where Goonies is filmed? I'm going to put a little piece of tape back here just to hold the flowers in place. Sorry, I'm not narrating better what I'm doing. I cut a little piece of tape and stuck it back on the stems just to kind of hold everything. Oregon. Okay. Oregon. Did I say that? Did I say something else? Did I say Portland? I meant Oregon. All right. Okay, we're getting there. We only have 3 more pots to do. I think I'm going to just glue. I'm going to, yes. I don't think I am. I'm going to glue the, but you guys, back to the Goonies real quick. The reason why I want to go is like all those places, the house, the Goonies house, the town, I think it's Astoria, the pizza shop that Chuck is in the beginning. Like all of that is like in this little town. So you can see all of that to get very near each other. And then the beautiful like scenery, the where they go find what is the mob family called? The Cartellis? When they go to that place, that's all close by too. So I read an article that the new owner is in the process of restoring it to its movie. Charlene. That's exciting. Okay, so all of us in this Stampin' Craft, we're going to go and see the Goonies filming locations once they finish restoration of the house. Oh my gosh. Does that mean they're going to set up like the whole contraption that they had to like open the door, right? Like I'm assuming Data made, right? Are they going to do that? That'd be crazy. Okay. So this one, we're going to do a bunch of leaves. Bunch of these tiny these dark green leaves. You can use them all. You can use all the dark green leaves that look, I don't know how to describe them. They all look the same to me. Just some are 2 and some are 3. A store, yes. Cannon Beach, yes. Or the Goat Rot Beach, yes. It would be incredible. All right, so this is where we're gonna get a little crazy. I'm gonna go to my work surface because I'm trying not to damage this white cardstock. And I'm just gonna put some glue down. Some of it's getting onto my work surface, that's fine, I don't care. I'm gonna start building up the leaves. So I got one grouping of leaves down. Just gonna show you what I'm doing. Now I'm gonna like attach another grouping of leaves, I guess. We're kind of building out the base for our flowers to sit on top of. This is just the way that I felt was the easiest to get these things down. On here. And I'm getting a little bit of liquid glue on my work surface. You can see it's not all neat and tidy. That's okay. It's just my work surface. I can clean that later. Stick better. All right. And I'm going to stop here. This is what I have so far. I'm going to stop here and start gluing some flowers. And then I have another place to glue leaves because I've kind of run out of spots to glue leaves, I feel like. So we're going to use the larger flowers again. It doesn't matter. Actually, I think I even use some of the smaller flowers. But I do all 3 colors. a red flower, some pink flowers. I even do a purple. I'll put one here. This won't be exactly the same, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Ay, ay, ay. This is where the point where everything starts sticking to me because I got glue everywhere. All right, I'm going to glue to the back of this flower one of the leaves. All right, just hold it down for a second. There we go. There's our cute little, it's like a basket of flowers almost. So cute. She's cute. Okay, that goes there. We have one final, no, take it back, we have two. Okay, after that one, let's do an easy one. Let's glue these green stems. Glue some flowers onto that. We'll do the red flowers. Little dab of glue at the top of the stems. Grab red flower. When we put this on the card, I'll end up gluing one more flower down, but we have extras, so that's great. And I can tell that they're too long, so I'm going to cut their stems down a little bit before I put them in my planter. Oh, okay. Maybe I should wait till it's done, the glue's done drying. I just can't wait. Are you done? Yeah. Ooh, I found some more leaves. Oh, precious, precious leaves. I might glue them to this one. A little bit of glue on the back side of the planter, and I'll glue my flowers in. So it looks kind of like that. It's messy. It's not perfection, but it's fine. It's fine. It'll work. Oh my gosh, that flower will not stay on. Okay, I'm gonna glue my stem in, and then I'll glue the flower back down. All right, well, my OGs were better. But it is what it is. It's fine. They're a little stumpy. Oh, you're from Sweden. Wow, awesome. Okay, those are done. Okay, final pot. You know, he's easy, but I'm going to glue the flowers down to the pot once I glue the pot down to the card front. But in preparation of that, I'll just glue flowers to leaves. Nah, no, I won't. I'll just glue that all when I'm ready to put that on the card front. Okay, so we'll save that one for last when we start gluing things down. Okay, let's put this card together. We still have a sentiment, but we'll do that in a minute. We're going to start with our card base and glue down a piece of Cascade cardstock. This cardstock is stunning. So this is my card base. I had my Cascade cardstock here, and now I don't see it. Let me just grab another one. I'm not sure where it went. Is it under here? Nope, let me grab another one. Okay, Cascade cardstock, so pretty. I'm going to add some foam adhesive to the back side. No, not foam adhesive. I'm going to add tape runner to the back side. Here it is. Stick this guy down. It's just an A2 panel, so it's going to completely cover our card front. Such a pretty color. This is like the paper equivalent of cornflower, the ink, that beautiful Hero Arts ink that we used earlier for our leaves. Like, right, guys? So pretty. Okay, this one goes on here. We're popping up a little foam adhesive. Our little shop, so I'm gonna grab my foam adhesive. Where did it go? Where did it go? Well, you aren't the ones I was using before, but I'll use you. All right. Some foam adhesive on that. Let's remove the backing. Oh, I can't do it. There we go. My stab and grab, it's not working. Okay, let's try again. All right. I'm going to stick that down. I'm going to use my OG to kind of figure out where I want it to go. That looks good. All right. Then we'll finish with our adding some of our flowers. A little bit of foam adhesive to the back side of this. Cut that a little too long, so I will trim it down. Well, we are on home stretch. We are on home stretch. Okay, this one here, I'll put a little foam adhesive at the bottom of that. All right, move that backing. Add a little bit of liquid glue. And we'll stick him down. Move the foam adhesive back on that. Add some liquid glue to the back of the flowers. We'll stick that down. It's coming along. Okay. The teeny tiny little pots, starting with this one that we actually did put together here, go in the window. And at this point, I can add another flower. See, now it's all glued to the window. I can add some, a little bit of glue. Well, I did go full, lots of flowers. I went over the top. I used them all, and then I made each one of them pretty full. Oh my gosh, though, look at how sweet. We're on the last one. This little guy. So now to this one that we're going to put together on the card front. Add liquid glue to the little pot. He gets stuck down. We'll glue our leaves down now. I'm just going to add dabs of glue. do one more. Then we'll do the purple flowers on this one. Ah! I keep not holding them long enough for the glue to set up a bit. Get impatient. Okay. Last one. We'll do one more flower than we did on the original. But you guys, look at how cute. Okay, and last one. This one goes tucked up under here. I'm just going to add a little foam adhesive to the back side, dab of glue, and that one will be stuck down. Okay, and a little liquid glue under here on that top, the hanging planter. He gets tucked underneath. Super cute. Okay, so that is all. The flowers are done. The last thing is just the sentiment. So the sentiment's from the card kit. It's the same one. Gosh, should I do something else? I wonder if I should do something else. I just realized now that I use the same sentiment on both cards. No wonder it's from the card kit, because yeah, you saw me use it earlier. I put it behind me? No, yes, I did. I did put it behind me. Okay. What do I think would work? Hello? Could be cute. Happy birthday. I'm gonna do happy birthday. Always need more birthday cards, right? I know I do. Where's that scrap of white? We're milking for all it's worth. Let's use you again. Stick it down there. This is just very simple. It's stamped in black and then die cut out. Final bit. They are so cute, aren't they, Charlene? They are teeny tiny, so they are a little fiddly, but having that small scale gives you more customization. You can place them more places, have more flexibility of the color combos. Like I'm able to get multiple colors in one pot, which I think is kind of fun. Can't really do that if it's a die cut grouping, unless you cut them out. You fussy cut them out. Right, that's stamped. And because they're individual flowers too, you can like decorate things with them. Like think sentiments, think word dies, how cute they would be with a couple of flowers kind of framing or decorating the sides. Let's use happy birthday. There's the die. Let's see, we'll use another piece of tape over here. Okay, I'm gonna run that through. Okay. The last part, the sentiment. Oh my gosh, it looks so good with that sentiment, that pop. I think I'm going to stick it down with foam adhesive. Oh, I should have checked behind me. That's my like secret place I put stuff. Well, that's where my foam adhesive was. Put a couple strips down. Okay. Stab and grab. Somebody might decorate their sign with flowers. Oh, see, that might be even why I'm saying that, Charlene. I saw somebody do it. It wasn't me. I think it was Mindy. I think you're right, Charlene. So yeah, if you go see this, how other creative team members use this die set, which I really encourage you to do because they were very creative, took some really creative approaches. Yeah, she decorated her sign. I gotta stand up and do this. I remember that too, Charlene. She decorated her sign with flowers. It was so cute. It's there. Okay, all done. She just put like little flowers right on the either side of the sign. It was really cute. I love that idea. I never would have thought of that. All right, there's our finished card. So fun. Love how that die. I always point this out because this is the details I'm obsessed with. When they cut out the negative space between like some of the letters, I just think that leads for a lacier. Too bad I didn't highlight that before I stuck it down because you can't really see as well, but it just ends up a lacier die cut. And it's so pretty. It looks so clean and professional. All right, there's our finished card. So here's our two cards we created in today's live. The one with the card kit using the boho stencils, the vintage bloom stamp set using the coordinating dies from both those. Kind of an untraditional color palette with the pretty cornflower leaves. And then here's our fun card with the May die set of the month. We created a cute little flower shop and added a sentiment. So very fun cards. Really enjoyed making them. I love just this theme. I love this floral shop, floral delivery theme with, again, that little vintage element to it as well. Pop back over to forward view. Thank you guys so much for crafting along with me. I hope you enjoyed creating these cards. And we have a new release coming up. Oh my gosh. No. Yes. I forgot to do the stamp. I forgot to share you the kit. I'm so sorry. I forgot and I don't have it ready. But we have a new release coming with a new card kit, and I completely forgot about it. So I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't share. But June is coming. The June Hero Studio is coming June 1st, and it's incredible. You know what I can do, since I'm so bad and I forgot to have the kit ready for you guys, I can give you a sneak peek with my cards. So you guys who watch the Stamp and Craft usually get to see at the end a sneak peek of next month's card kit. But since, like, I don't know, my brain stopped working and I don't have that ready, I can show you a couple cards. Let me go grab them real quick. I gotta remember where they are. Let's see. Oh, here they are. Okay. Phew. And while I was over there, I grabbed the layering stencil because I think Pamela mentioned it. Here's the layering stencil. Oh, you guys can't see. Duh. Let's go back to this. There you go. So there's the layering stencil of the month for this is May. Just because I mentioned it earlier, I was going to grab it. So pretty. So there's the card I created. And you can watch me create this. This one had many mistakes, though. You can watch me create this. If you watch the live, the May release spotlight, you can see me create that. And then And then the June card kit of the month, I can only show you cards because that's all I have. I'll give you a sneak peek of this. So this is showing you kind of the theme for June. This and this. So that's June's card kit of the month. There's your little sneak peek of what's coming for June. It's such a great collection. You guys are going to love it. The theme is perfect. And that will be releasing June 1st. And there's going to be some sneak peeks coming too on the website or on the blog. And that'll be coming soon too. So thank you guys. I'll put back to final one. Sorry I didn't have the card kit ready for you to sneak that. I forgot about it. Sorry. I don't know what's going on with me. I know what's going on. My daughter is at a play date. And I'm just a little nervous. I didn't get to meet mom before I had to leave for the live. And so I'm like just thinking about her and I got to go pick her up. So, and I forgot about the card kit. I'm sorry, guys. But I will be doing another live June 2nd. So that's the spotlight release. I'll go over everything. I'll show you a bunch of samples and we'll even kind of create with some of the products from that release. So I hope to see you guys on June 2nd at 4 for that 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern for that live. And that we'll be creating that live soon, that stream soon, so you can kind of hit that notification to get that one. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend and I will see you in about a week. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.